after further review, breaking down QB Drake Maye, the Patriots' pass defense, and more in Sunday's win over the Bucs. The Patriots are rolling as winners of 7 straight games following another impressive road victory in Tampa Bay on Sunday. For all the talk about the easy schedule, QB Drake Maye just went through a 3-week slate where he faced 3 top 15 pass defenses in EPA. The Browns, 15th. Falcons, 11th. Bucs, 6th. Offensively at least, this wasn't an easy stretch. Maye came out of the mini gauntlet with the following stat line: 63.1% completion rate, 270.3 pass YPG, 7.3 TD to INT ratio, plus 0.06 EPA per play. And of course, the most important stat is 3 wins. Not too shabby. As for the Bucs game, my fear was that we might see one-and-run Maye with the Bucs pressure speeding up the second-year quarterback. Maye entered the game with the second most sacks, 34, and the third highest sack rate, 10.7%, among qualified quarterbacks. Given that Tampa's defense was top 10 in every meaningful pass rush metric, it was valid to be concerned about Maye either taking sacks or not allowing plays to develop by hitting the eject button from the pocket prematurely. Instead, Maye keeps passing checkpoints with mostly sound decision-making of when to stay or leave the pocket, while throwing haymakers at an aggressive Bucs defense in the form of big plays. Despite being under pressure on 44.4% of his dropbacks, Maye was only sacked once, a 1-yard sack at that, while hitting 4 completions for 167 yards and a touchdown while under pressure. Maye learns quickly, and this was a gutsy performance by the young QB. The other half of the Patriots' offensive letterhead that deserves his flowers is OC Josh McDaniels. McDaniels' willingness to stick with the run game, even though it was looking bleak at times, paid huge dividends in the second half. Even yours truly got impatient watching live as running back Tre'Veyon Henderson was stuffed on a toss, only for the rookie to explode for a 69-yard TD to essentially put this one away. That's why we're fans/scribes, and McDaniels has the play sheet on the sideline. By committing to the run game each week, it gives New England's offense balance. It's not just about production, which eventually came by way of 2 X plays. It's also about setting up play action, allowing Maye to hunt explosives, and limiting the exposure to standard drop-back passing, which is harder to execute, especially from a blocking standpoint. On Sunday, the Patriots' willingness to stick to the run game led to only 36 dropbacks for Maye. On the season, the Patriots rank 18th in dropbacks per game, 36.4, and 12th in run plus play action rate, 56%. So, the next time we're frustrated that they're running the football into a brick wall, remember all the successful play actions, boots, and Maye bombs into single high safety coverages that are built off the run actions. While the dam finally broke on Henderson's 2 explosive runs, here is a breakdown of the Patriots' defense and quick hit film notes from the win over the Bucs after further review. Defense review. Pat's defense improving on late downs and starting to limit explosives. Watching the Patriots' pass defense has been an adjustment as they transition to a new defensive scheme under head coach Mike Vrabel and defensive play caller Zach Kuhr this season. Admittedly, relying on my Twitter X mentions for general fan opinions about the Patriots' defense is probably a bad idea, especially when we are live tweeting games where things get, let's just say, emotional. We've all been there. Still, I understand some fans' stance about how they play pass coverage. On film, there's easy money available via completions underneath soft zone coverages, hitches, slants, outs, etc. As far as the eye test goes, it looks too easy at times. Statistically, the eye test is backed up by the Patriots' early down pass defense ranking 25th in EPA per play on the season, with the Bucs adding plus .33 EPA per on early down passes. Mayfield, 20 of 32 for 226 yards versus zone coverage. To take it a step further, The Patriots' average cushion by their perimeter corners on early downs is 6.0 yards, which is right in the middle of the pack, ranking 16th in the NFL. Although the early down defense could improve, the Patriots rank 6th in scoring defense, 19.2 PPG, 12th in dropback EPA, 5th in third down defense, and the explosive play rate is improving. Over the last 5 games, or since Week 6, New England's explosive pass play rate is down to a much more manageable 12.4%, 7th best in the NFL. In their first 5 games, they were giving up an explosive pass play at a league-high rate of 21%. So they're showing real signs of improvement there. If you have a defense that's good on third down, limits big plays, and is stout versus the run, paired with a high-powered offense, you're going to win a lot of games. Ideally, maybe they're a little tighter in coverage on those easy money throws, but that's inviting passing offenses to beat you over the top. And maybe that's just the formula in the modern NFL. On Monday, Vrabel discussed the balancing act between being aggressive and backing off in coverage. I think a lot of it is based on game situation, down and distance coverage. We want a challenge. Sometimes, if you're in a different coverage or at the end of the game, I think maybe sometimes that plays into it. So I think there's a fine balance of that, Vrabel said. There has to be something that you are going to have to be okay with. If it's a 5-yard route and some sort of cover too, then we have to be able to vice tackle and understand that we're going to have to be okay with that. Other coverages that you're not, and things that everybody has to be prepared for when we play certain coverages. So being able to challenge at the right times, certainly third down, and then other times where we're going to have to maybe play a little off coverage. On Sunday, the Patriots had some great coverage reps against the Bucs designed shot plays, and Tampa only had a 17% drop back success rate on third and fourth downs, 5 out of 14 overall. Starting with the shot plays, the Bucs dial up the same Yankee concept that the Patriots hit on Williams' 72-yard touchdown, 2 deep crossing routes intersecting downfield. However, New England defends the concept in quarters coverage rather than cover 3, which is what the Pats got from the Bucs defense on Williams' TD. The Pats used the 2 high safeties to cover the deep crossers, forcing Mayfield into a check-down attempt. On the next play, the Bucs try to dial up a shot again in the second half. This time, Craig Woodson rotates down over the slot to match the receiver shift that changes this into a nub formation. TE furthest eligible outside to the left, into the short side of the field. Tampa Bay then runs a go slot wheel vertical passing concept. But CB Christian Gonzalez carries the outside vertical, and Woodson is alert to the wheel, forcing Mayfield into another check down. When the Patriots get third and pass situations, they're playing more man coverage. Above, New England plays a 3rd and 3 in cover 1 hole, where linebacker Robert Spillane serves as a spy and low hole help defender to first-level inbreakers. Mayfield has double digs with his tight end first and Egbuka second, running into the middle of the field. However, Spillane hangs out in the passing window while the primary defenders, Hawkins and Gonzalez, have good coverage on the inbreakers, forcing the Bucs QB to hold the football. Eventually, edge rusher K'Lavon Chaisson gets home for a sack to get the defense off the field. As we mentioned with the running game, it can be frustrating when the Patriots are giving up 10-yard outs underneath their zone coverages. But there's a method to the madness, with New England doing so to keep a lid on the early down defense before tightening up on third down. Yes, it's a little bend, don't break, but it's working for this pass defense. Quick hit film notes from Patriots Bucs. After further review offense. Entering the week, the Bucs had only surrendered 1 goal line rushing touchdown, and the Patriots had some struggles. New England was stuffed 6 times in short yardage runs. 2nd and 1 stuffed sneak, 3rd and 1, stuffed sneak, 1st and goal TB1. Second and goal stuff, TB1. Third and goal stuff, TB1. And another goal line run stuff, first and goal from TB3. Again, that's a clear strength of the Bucs defense, with DT Vita clogging the inside, but it put the Pats in some tough late down spots. Diggs TD on fourth down, Maye INT on third and goal. On his first carry in Sunday's game, running back Travion Henderson broke off a 16-yard toss where he got tackled by Bucs CB Jamal Dean, who was the last line of defense. At that point, we probably should have seen the big plays coming. Henderson made a nice duo read to hit the B-gap on his 55-yard TD and ran through 2 tackle attempts on his 69-yard TD, 70 yards after contact. He maxed out at 21-plus mph on both touchdowns, while maxing out at 22.01 mph on his 55-yarder, the 5th fastest speed by a ball carrier in the NFL this season. My only gripe with Henderson was that he left some yards on the field on his 3-yard checkdown. Besides that, this is what you hope to get from him. 3 15-plus yard carries that offset 5 stuffed runs. W.R. Mac Hollins was a QB-friendly target several times on curls, spot routes. Remained available for Maye on an extended 15-yard catch on third down, and used a little stutter and go to run by Bucs CB Zion McCollum on his 54-yard catch. The blocking was a bit of a mixed bag, but Hollins was at the point of attack, blocking the safety on Henderson's first TD. You can tell why Maye likes throwing to him. He's a big target who is strong at the catch point and will work in the dirty areas. W.R. Kyle Williams hit 21.78 miles per hour on his 72-yard touchdown, which came on the backside crosser of a max protection Yankee concept. With Hollins occupying the deep safety, Williams was one-on-one with Bucs CB Benjamin Morrison. Maye's pass was perfectly placed as Morrison was trying to undercut the route, and Williams was gone. The rookie also had a few nice perimeter blocks. Boutte is this team's starting X-receiver, but it's good to see that Williams can contribute some big plays and gritty blocking when in a larger role. Season-high 34 snaps. W.R. Stefon Diggs' technical savvy is a joy to watch every single week. His toe-tapping touchdown catch was textbook. He ran a well-timed 9-step stop route with Maye dropping back from under center, 10 yards, caught a 19-yard crosser, and drew a 10-yard DPI, while throwing a solid block on a crack toss scheme. Diggs' box score production might not jump out at you every week, 5 catches, 46 yards, TD. But there's just so much skill to the way he runs routes. Although he was an ankle-biting tackle away from scoring, my favorite part of W.R. Demario Douglas's 26-yard catch on third down was how he saw the space in the zone blitz with the end dropping out. Douglas uncovered quickly against pressure and was right where Maye expected. That's a good sign. He was also open for a big play on the inside post in a double post concept, but the ball sailed on Maye when he was hit as he threw it. T.E. Hunter Henry wasn't on the same page as Maye on an incomplete target, where Maye seemed to want Henry to break out into the flat, and Henry sat. However, he did have a nice 9-yard screen, was open up the chute for a potential big play, and had 3 solid blocks, one on Henderson's first touchdown and another where he transitioned into a blocker to clip the post safety to spring Douglas on his 26-yard catch. Every week, you see receivers blocking downfield when the play transitions into yak mode, which helps generate explosives. NT Kyrese Tonga is one of the best converted lead blockers I've ever seen. He absolutely demolishes the line of scrimmage, is athletic enough to block in motion, and already has a good feel for blocking the first color on the line of scrimmage. Tonga took out multiple defenders on Henderson's second touchdown, while helping the Pats RB get the edge. He's a beast. As expected, LT Will Campbell battled with Bucs edge Yaya Diaby, allowing 3 pressures on Diaby's stab rip move that created short corners. Campbell had the right idea when he got his eyes back inside on a QB hit off a stunt. But you have to give Vea more than just a lowered shoulder. That's not going to stop that guy. The encouraging thing about Campbell's play is that he's not getting blown by in pass protection, with Maye having a chance to slide up in the pocket to help out his left tackle on some of these short corners. Overall, Campbell was solid. LG Jared Wilson allowed a QB hit to Vea, and they're going to need to live with those power engagements from Wilson, but his pass pro has mostly been solid over the last few weeks, and he flashes when he's blocking laterally or in space. He and Campbell need to keep working on TE stunts, though, as Diaby got free on another one that resulted in a big hit on Maye, who had Douglas open for a big play. Wilson was also called for a false start when he jumped as Maye was directing pre-snap traffic. C. Garrett Bradbury did what he could against Vea, but we knew going in that the Pats center would have his hands full. Bradbury allowed 4 total pressures to Vea, and was late to come off a double team that resulted in a stunt blitz pressure. Vea also went through his outside edge to blow up a run play, and DT Greg Gaines stuffed a run against Bradbury. Bradbury competes on every single rep and does what he can to lose slowly, but Vea is just a monster in there. RG Mike Onwenu had an excellent duo block on Henderson's first touchdown, creating initial movement with Moses before coming off the double team to block David, and Henderson did the rest. Onwenu had another plus run block on a 3rd and 2 run conversion from inside the 5, and allowed just 1 hurry in pass pro. This was one of his better games, especially against this level of competition. RT Morgan Moses drove DT Elijah Roberts out of the gap that Henderson hit on his 55-yard TD. Got out on space on a 16-yard crack toss scheme that Henderson nearly broke for another long touchdown, and had a nice second-level climb on a successful zone read run. My only minor gripes with Moses this week were his false start and a goal line run stuff. He was really good. QB pressures: Bradbury, 6 hurries. Campbell, QB hit, 3 hurries. Wilson, QB hit. Pooper, QB hit. Moses, hurry. Onwenu, hurry. Defense: although their longest run was still only 18 yards, this was the worst run defense performance of the year for the Patriots, across the board. Rush EPA +1.5. Success rate, 57.1%. 10-plus runs, 5. Yards per rush, 5.4. And they allowed their first 50-yard individual rusher. Was linebacker Christian Ellis the missing piece? A back injury also limited Barmore, and there seemed to be some disjointed run fits where the linebackers were fitting inside, box rules, and the ends were crashing, spill rules. They'll have to clean it up quickly, as the Jets can beat you on the ground offensively. Along those same lines, the Patriots need some solutions for jet sweeps, because they're getting them every week. Tampa Bay hit them with 2 11-yard chunks off jet sweeps, where they caught the Pats chasing the motion across the field in man coverage. Whether it's a check to pass off the motion or better awareness by the man coverage defenders, it's an area they need to work on. The Patriots went into prevent defense mode on the Bucs' final possession, backing off Tampa Bay's receivers to the point where the Bucs scored in less than a minute to force the Pats to recover an onside kick. On a 21-yard completion to Egbuka, they were in a cover 3, and Gonzalez gave Egbuka the first 15 yards for free. Ultimately, the game wasn't really in doubt, but you'd like to make the Bucs work for it more. DT Milton Williams continues to set a relentless tone with his sideline-to-sideline hustle every week. Williams was continuously avoiding reach blocks on the line of scrimmage to force ball carriers back inside, logged 1.5 run stuffs, and 3 pressures with a smooth transition into a bull rush on a play-action dropback and his inside-out crossover rush. Williams said after the game that swarming to the football is a non-negotiable for this defense, and it makes it easier to preach that for Vrabel when the highest-paid player plays with this kind.